Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed.
Yes. I want to thank President Trump. I want to thank the American people and the American administration for many, many years of partnership. And it's definitely the same values, but also the very, very same interest.
We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
Hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the descendants
God's
of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Thank you, President Trump, for keeping your promise to give Israel the tools it needs to defend itself, to confront our common enemies, and to secure a future of peace and prosperity.
God will protect us. We're standing with the nation of Israel. We're honoring the nation of Israel. We're standing with their army. We're standing with their leadership. We're standing with their people.
In the 1830s, a small fractured group in England began teaching a new way to interpret Scripture. They had no political power, no global platform, and constant internal fights. Yet within decades, their theology crossed oceans and reshaped what millions believe about unfulfilled prophecy. How did an obscure, divided movement succeed where powerful denominations had failed? Who opened the doors? Who carried the message? And why this message? They called themselves the Plymouth Brethren. Their most well-known leader was John Nelson Darby. Darby introduced dispensationalism, dividing history into dispensations, where the Creator dealt differently with Israel and the church. At the center was one claim: prophecy could not move forward until the Jewish people returned to their ancient land. By all logic, this doctrine should have remained small, but it didn't. Darby traveled relentlessly across Britain, Europe, and North America, spreading his prophetic framework when such travel was costly and rare. By 1909, American pastor Cyrus Scofield embedded Darby's theology into the Scofield Reference Bible. For the first time, millions of Christians read Scripture with built-in commentary, telling them that Israel was no longer the scattered house of 12 tribes, but a future political state whose rebirth would be the ultimate prophetic sign. So when the Balfour Declaration of 1917 promised a Jewish homeland in Palestine, the groundwork had already been laid. Why did this theology align so perfectly with government goals? Because it made ruling a small strip of land not just strategic, but prophetic. It turned military alliances into fulfilling prophecy. It reframed peace treaties as steps in the Creator's plan. And it replaced the true gathering with political milestones anyone could manufacture. For Britain, it justified empire building in the Middle East. For America, it forged an unshakable alliance with modern Israel, not just in policy, but in pulpits and prayers of millions. So ask yourself, is this coincidence or strategy? The pattern is undeniable. In the 1830s, Darby's doctrine emerges in England. By 1909, the Scofield Bible spreads it to millions. In 1917, the Balfour Declaration promises a Jewish homeland. And in 1948, modern Israel is declared a state, hailed as prophecy fulfilled. From that moment on, every major Middle East conflict has been filtered through this lens. What other belief system could merge religious devotion with foreign policy so seamlessly? And if you wanted a narrative that billions would defend without question, could you design one better?
The United States, that no president is ever going to desert Israel, right?
Correct. I put it more bluntly. I said, as I told congressional leaders during the 1973 Yom Kippur War, no American president will let Israel go down the tube.
All right.
Democrat or Republican, it's not an issue.
America's commitment and my commitment to Israel and Israel's security is unshakable. It is unshakable.
My administration's support for Israel's security is rock solid and unwavering. the Jewish people have built a mighty nation, and the Star of David waves proudly above this cherished land. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it.
The number one, and let me emphasize in this interview, the number one last days issue that will separate churches in America and around the world will be as to whether they stand with Israel or not. Everything else is not even going to matter.
They told you 1948 was the regathering of Israel, but Scripture says otherwise. Israel in the Bible is not limited to the Jews. It is the whole house, 12 tribes scattered to the ends of the earth. And the Most High says He Himself will regather them, not the UN, not armies, not political treaties. When He does it, the whole world will know. They will walk in His commandments, and they will know His name. This doctrine didn't just twist prophecy, it solved a political problem. World powers needed a foothold in Palestine. Napoleon tried it in 1799. Palmerston pushed it in the 1840s. The Balfour Declaration locked it in by 1917, and in 1948, the UN wrapped it in legitimacy. Dispensationalism gave these moves a prophetic justification. It told millions that controlling a strip of land in the Middle East was not empire building, it was prophecy fulfilled. And it did two devastating things. One, it stole Israel's identity, reducing it to one state and one ethnicity, while the true 12 tribes remained scattered. They gathered only part of Judah under a government that rejects the one who came in His Father's name and still elevates man-made traditions above the Most High's instructions, just as they did 2,000 years ago. And two, it told the nations the law of the Most High was for the Jews only, raising generations of believers who think obedience is optional. It shifted the test of truth away from the Creator's instructions to blind loyalty toward a man-made nation. This does not condemn every person living in the modern state of Israel, but it does expose governments and elites who have claimed the biblical identity of Israel for their own benefit, presenting a political state as if it were the fulfillment of the Most High's promise. But Scripture is clear. The true Israel is not defined by borders, armies, or UN votes. It is defined by covenant, those who keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of the Messiah. When He gathers His people, it will not be through politicians, declarations, or war, but by His own hand, in a way the entire world will see. Jeremiah 31:33 says, "This is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, says the Most High, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people." Anything less is not from Him. And if 1948 was not the regathering of Israel, then what do billions defend? A promise of the Most High or the strategy of men? Liberty Soldier stands on the word. We expose deception, and we call you to return, not to religion, but to Yahweh and His Messiah. Don't take our word for it. Don't take theirs either. Pick up the Scriptures and see what it actually says. Test everything. Because in the end, truth isn't determined by councils, creeds, or seminaries. It's found in the word of Yahweh. Open it, read it, obey it. If this message challenged you, share it. If it confirmed what you already knew, help spread it. Like, subscribe, and help us wake others while there's still time.